And really, Sam, I'm excited because it's terrible. And the whole thing's terrible.
What's terrible this time?
What's terrible?
WotC has come and made this horrible fusion of Oprah and Donald Trump, full fusion dance. They've come together and it's all like, you're fired and you're fired. Everyone, look under your seat. There's a pink slip and an unemployment form.
Oh,
and we
boy.
don't do severance packages?
Get them out of here.
Yeah. They're firing everyone. Like at least 1,000 people. That's the news all over the place this week.
Yeah,
yeah.
At this point, that it's like again, WotC, like again.
They had to get one last one for 2023. We thought they were done last week. They pulled some shenanigans. I lost track of what the shenanigan was because it's something new every week.
I couldn't wait till the end of the year.
I couldn't keep up with the Kardashians because like that's exhausting. And now I'm supposed to keep up with WotC. Hell nah. But man, 2 weeks before Christmas, you're fired. Get out of here.
Yeah. The people thought they were done. Hold their beer. They were not done yet.
Man, you would think they at least have like a secret Santa. Maybe that's how they found out they were fired.
Secret Santa with pink slips? Oh my god.
You strategically waited for me to take a sip, you bastard.
No, I did.
Oh, damn. You'd think that Secret Santa and Wizards of the Coast would be fun. I got a dice tower. I got dice. Magic cards.
I got fired.
I got fired. I got a pink slip and unemployment form.
Oh, no.
Damn. Who knew I had it better at Pizza Hut? I mean, like, I actually got a dice tower.
Dude, that's nice. Where is it? Let's see it.
Okay. You know what? It's right there. I can grab it.
I would like to see the Pizza Hut dice tower, please.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, shit.
What a great open to the show to anyone watching.
I moved it. I'm an idiot.
To see this dice tower.
I'll show you after the stream, Sam. I
forgot
that I had moved it. I had to rearrange my entire setup, and I'm in my living room tonight, as people can see. D&D books and 3D printer all strewn about.
With that disappointment out of the way, let's start the show.
And welcome to Dungeons and Talkshows, the talk show that brings you monsters, news, and firings. I am your host, Orion.
I am your host, Sam. Welcome back to this episode.
It's good to be here. And with us today, we have a fantastic guest, the man who brought you the Billowing Wilds. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Thank you. Hey, I'm Felix. I'm the GM and creator of Fool's Gold and the Into the Bellowing Wilds campaign setting from the Dingo Doodles YouTube channel.
Nice.
And I'm also currently creating a Fool's Gold video game. So lots going on.
Ooh.
I like the video games.
Interesting.
I'm gonna
thank you very much for having me on the show.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Like, I'm going to come out in front of it. I've been a fan of Dingo Doodles for a long time now, from Tarask to where we're at now. It's a wild ride.
Right.
It has been quite a ride. And it's weird that I get to keep riding it. Because I just played some D&D with my friends, and now I just get to relive this until the day I die. But at least it was a good story. Like, I'm not forever being memorized for something I wasn't too proud of.
That's so true.
You did bring us the dire Tarask.
Someone had to do it. WotC wouldn't have gotten it wrong.
He's not wrong.
Thank you. You did us a service.
Players everywhere. Fuck you. Why?
Yeah.
What do you think
GMs
we're
everywhere.
people
Thank
for?
you. No, I'm happy to be dispensing chaos at other people's tables
man.
and just absorbing the cries of rage and tears from the players to fuel me. Absolutely.
We very much enjoy that kind of thing too. Every week we're just like, chaotic idea. Well, what if X, Y, and Z? And the next thing you know, Draco werepires everywhere.
We're just,
Beautiful.
the players listening to us are like, what do you say fuck me for? Don't give my DM more ideas.
I want to give
just-
all the DMs all the ideas.
Literally.
Absolutely. Yeah. I should just call it like the DM's arsenal, like the book.
Oh, that's
It's like here, all the ways to kill your players.
yeah.
You know what? That would sell very well. That's got a very good clickbaity type title. That'll fly off the shelf.
Like 1,000 ways to die, but like 1,000 ways to torment your players.
Oh my god.
That right there. See?
Let's
He's
write
already
that
on
down.
his way.
DM that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, with Watsy basically jumping off a cliff, the waters are ripe. That's not the right word, but it's all open season here. You can write all the good books you want, and with titles like that, but bam, people will eat that right up.
I mean, the more Watsy screws around, the more people are gonna support independent creators more and more. Like
Definitely.
they keep trying to rake it into themselves, but the more they try that, the more they keep pushing their own customers away to
Definitely.
independence. Like, and I like that better. I mean, I always think it's better when you have a bunch of small creators rather than like a big monopoly. So
Mhm. It almost makes me think that like Hasbro may end up funding, the small creators instead of like one centralized business like Watson, because it's not working, and it's obvious that it's not working.
I mean, that's what I would
Yeah, I
have done.
don't
I'd be
know.
like, all these little guys, just throw money at them and let them make more of it. It's like planting seeds.
yeah, there's infinite better ways to handle it, but that's what happens with short-term thinking, right? You're trying to squeeze everything out of it now, and then later you throw the dead husk of a business away, rather than growing it, letting it flourish, working with the community, not against them.
I think with D&D, like especially, it's a hard thing to milk in itself, and they're struggling to like find a leg hold,
I get some joy out of that, of like some highly paid like Hasbro executives being like, we have like the biggest role play IP. Why can we not milk this better? Like,
what are we doing wrong?
How do we make it better? How do we make it work?
And now they're probably firing people because they're like, all right, well, so let's start over. Hire a bunch of new people, whatever.
They should be firing from the top down, not the bottom up.
They never would. Never.
No, it's it's the rot comes from the root here. Like it's definitely a Hasbro issue. And I mean, like what do we even say to that? Like you have Baldur's Gate doing this amazing successful thing, and then they basically lay off all of the staff associated with it. Like that, it blows my mind.
Yeah,
it's like, good job, get the fuck out. Like what?
It kind of goes to something that me and Sam have been saying on the show for a while now, and it's just that we want everything to just crash as hard as it can with WotC, so that all the players can rise up, buy out all the shares, and then take over the company. The biggest nerdy, hostile takeover of a union the world has ever seen.
Well, and the thing that makes this so muddy, though, is like, within WotC are genuinely amazing people.
Yeah,
they're catching all the flack of like the higher ups decisions. Well, in between, as just people that just want to write amazing stories and stuff. And they're like, "Oh, WotC, shittiest company," and it's like, "Oh, like that person is just trying to make a good thing."
God. Like that's my thing. Like we don't want to like bash WotC in itself, right? Because it's like they have potential to do the right thing here.
Yeah, but
Like,
they're being kneecapped by Hasbro, and Hasbro's
Yeah,
like,
you
you
can
gotta
tell.
make me money. And they're just like shaking this poor
confident.
kid till all the lunch money comes out of the pockets, but there's like,
Yeah.
it's nickel and dimes at that point. There's no good lunch money in them pockets no more. You already shook the kid.
I mean, whoever is making those calls at Hasbro
Yeah.
is out of line, to say the least.
We don't want to get sued for like slander or anything. Respect to the people doing the good job.
Slander is only if you lie, and this is all Hasbro's self-earned. We're just talking about what they did. We're not
Yeah.
making conjecture here.
Yeah.
Honestly, nothing we can say is
takeover.
any worse than the things that they actually do.
And that's the sad part.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, keep Hasbro away from any firearms. They'll probably shoot themselves.
Look, man, like
And the
how
kneecap,
unreasonable
probably.
would it be for a company or a community company, to do a Kickstarter to eventually buy out something like Quatsi?
Can you imagine? You start a Kickstarter campaign called Hostile Takeover.
Yes, let's do it.
Nice I'll take over.
No, I'm serious. I wonder, can Kickstarter be used in such a way? Like,
It cannot, unfortunately, but yeah.
you know the terms and conditions, probably.
Yeah, that's why I can say that, because I do know it wouldn't be allowed, but Hostile Takeover. Yeah.
I was looking at your Kickstarter just earlier today. It's like, damn, Fool's Gold asked for like what 10K to reach their goal, and damn near 2.5 million.
God.
Hot damn, you guys hit it hard. Crit
We
success.
held the second highest record for quite a while, only beaten by Avatar.
Wow.
You know what?
In
That
that
makes
category.
sense. That's valid.
Wait, Avatar, like the game that just came out?
Yeah, Avatar
Yeah.
Legends, I think it was called. Like,
Oh.
yeah. And duh, they should beat me. Like if they didn't, there was a serious issue on their end.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that they.
Yeah.
If I get to be second place behind that, like, absolutely every day.
Yeah.
But
that's absolute victory.
Yeah, but actually, I mean, there's other Kickstarters now that, of course, grown even larger. Like the Yokai one, just went absolutely crazy too. So
Yeah,
it's
that's the
really
one that,
awesome to see.
D&D Shorts was doing, I think.
Exactly, D&D Shorts did that. Yeah,
Mhm.
like the TTRPG space is amazing because they always just like come in droves to support like unique Kickstarter
they're
projects.
so
It's
supportive,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah, it's probably like the best. I'm not like this is just me guessing. I would assume it's one of the best Kickstarter categories out there, like the TTRPG space.
Yeah. I would even say, like, in terms of like fandoms, or like communities, the TTRPG space is fantastic, and they're so like wholesome and supportive.
It is. I mean, overall, all communities have their good and bad sides, but overall, I'd say it's a damn fine community to be a part of.
Agreed.
Yeah, overall, definitely a net positive. I mean, like you said, you're always going to get your toxic few, and D&D is notorious for the toxic few. But I think that it's just like, I've never seen so much support in any other fandom or community.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're all nerds here. We're all here to have fun. Like, society beats us down every day. Just let us have our games.
You know what? Now that we have this podcast, like, I'm seeing it now more than ever. When we're talking with all these people and talking about all these homebrews, it's like, to really be a part of that supportive like structure feels really good.
It's a nice cozy home to be a part of. Like, you can go like anybody. It's like, oh, you play D&D? Boom, 5-hour conversation, easy. Like, if that, even longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Kickstarter changed our lives forever. And,
That's so cool.
We've every opportunity I get, I say thank you, thank you for that support. It has changed our life forever, and we were able to now work with a lot of really amazing people on the next few projects. To use that money towards some of that, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's just been, I love talking to all these people because like they all have so many vibrant ideas. It's like, I want to steal that for my campaign. It's just, WotC could never produce the kind of ideas that I enjoy at my table because like there's just so much that you can kind of just bring in from the whole community.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got their own flavor, right? Which is the nice thing, because everybody does have different spices they cook with in their stories. And it's like, oh, let me see what you got over there. Let me try some of that. There's always something new to discover.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And you're absolutely right. Like, I love that kind of stuff. Like, just earlier this year, I saw this one Kickstarter for a whole like a Jewish lore focused kind of D&D thing, like If I Were a Lich Man, and I'm just like, the pun gets me every time.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, every time. I'm a sucker for dad jokes. 4 kids in, how could I not be?
You have a license, so we'll allow it this time. Yeah.
You're more qualified than most, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, I got a dad joke pass, you know.
Your resume is thick.
I would hope so. Sam, what do we got for a monster this week? I know you were really excited earlier.
Oh, yeah. So I thought, you know, we've skirted around the dragon scene, you know, talked about proto dragons last time, purple dragons. So something about like hydras, I think are really cool.
So many heads.
We can talk about hydras.
I feel like hydras don't get talked about enough, honestly.
Well, because dragons take all the limelight.
Yeah, that's why like I've been doing this dragon subject. I've been skirting around, you know, the main chromatics, the main metallics, you know, giving a little bit of light to the outside boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like the song goes like, you know, Dasher, Prancer, and all these other reindeer, but do you know Rudolph?
Right.
But I mean, at that point, it's kind of gone backwards, actually.
So, I mean, you immediately gave me the picture in my head of, you know, Santa's sleigh being drawn by Hydra that has all of the reindeer heads.
Yes, with holiday hydras. I love it.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. Now they have a
let your house be
attack.
visited by the holiday Hydra.
But yeah, to anyone who, you know, isn't familiar, the Hydra was a reptilian magical beast that had anywhere from 5 to 12 heads, and very rarely may even have up to 50, which I believe Tiamat has 50 or something like that.
Well, there's some iterations of Tiamat where she's just got like a whole
she's like hundreds. Like it's crazy.
I like how some designer was just like, we need more heads on there.
Yeah, and what's really cool about hydras is like the more heads, the more powerful they are.
You'd think eventually they get a little bit top heavy, though.
Yeah,
like
you would think.
You know, like eventually you cross, let's say, you know, 50 heads, and it's like, is this starting to get a little heavy on the front legs? And Tiamat running around with like 100 plus is like, I don't. Eventually, I feel like you reach the peak power, and it's starting to become a little bit of a burden.
I feel like there's probably like
I'm just picturing like dragon heads that the necks are now like legs, and it's just slithering around like each has a tentacle.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's like. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna say. So, in your opinion, does each head have its own sentience? Or is it all controlled by one?
I think because usually when they show like the personalities of the heads, you know, some of them differ, right? So I think there's probably like a few that are like independent, but they have like a central like mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a hive mind almost.
Yeah, because like they're constant communication with each other. They're constantly like retaining the same information or whatever. That's why like a bunch could sleep while some could stay awake.
Interesting. That's true. Yeah. I can't get the image out of my head of 100 heads on a board creature. To put it like into comparison with myself, like if I have, let's say I have myself as an adventurer, and there's like 10 of me. It's like we're gonna kick some butt, you know, with 10 of me. But if I picture 100 of me, and we're all trying to get a slice of pizza.
Yeah, you're like,
it's a problem.
Some of them got to wait their turn.
Now it's a whole operation. And it's like, oh, we lost a head. Oh, that's great. That means now we got 2 more to deal with, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You would cut one and two more would grow back. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I love the
Then I
mythology
wonder,
of the
I
Hydra.
never thought about like, do they like share the same sight line? You know what I mean? Like, are they seeing all of it at once, or is it like you can pick between?
Oh, I think for the sake of sanity, you have to stick with your own head.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, like
no,
each
that-
brain is its own processor, effectively.
right. Yeah,
yeah.
So it's
'Cause
like I would imagine that a Hydra's perception is much the same as, like, say, a small internet.
Mm. Yeah, I could see that. Like,
I
like
can
a
see that.
spider
Like a
web.
chat room.
Yeah, like a chat
Yeah.
room. Oh, yeah.
It's really just Discord up there. You
Oh
know?
my god, the Hydra's thought process is the Discord chat.
New head
Yeah.
who dis.
Hydras are the Discord of dragons.
I love that. Yeah, then there's like the main, Discord mods that really have like the control. And they like
You got mod
commander-
heads.
You can get banned from your own body.
Yeah, it's called they eat you and rebuild new ones.
Oh my god.
You go to ban someone and two more people join your server? That sounds terrible.
Yeah. So
I can't
really,
ban
we're-
these people fast enough.
I guess what we're uncovering here is like Hydra, cool creature, fun concept, actually a sad, cursed creature, and we really need to put it out of its misery.
They're constantly fighting with each other. Like, they're like, come on, man.
So this leads me to one thing. If you are able to use one command word on a Hydra, I would say the best command word is argue.
Or like just
Done.
fight. Or yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
Argue, no.
no, I gotta kill him first. No, I'm gonna kill him first. No,
Though,
no,
though
me.
that could really backfire because if
Yeah.
you say command argue and now you have 100 against you, because what if
Oh.
they all agree?
Oh
You're
god.
wrong.
Arguing with a mob. Now it went from Discord to Twitter.
You didn't say argue with who?
Turn to Twitter.
Oh man. Disagree? I don't know.
Specificity is not in my mind.
Oh, man. So, to anyone who is interested in like Greek lore, like I am, I got a little bit about the Hydra here. According to Greek mythology, the Hydra was the offspring of Typhon and Echidna, described as a gigantic water snake-like monster with 9 heads. The number varies. One of which was
Typhon
apparently
is the
immortal.
Storm Titan. How does that work?
Yeah. Echidna was like a snake woman, I guess.
Okay.
Something
Okay. I can see
So,
that.
yeah, and apparently, one of the heads would be like the central head is the immortal one. So, like one of them would kind of control the rest as like the boss, I guess.
That's a good call.
So the monster's haunt was the marshes of Lerna near Argos, from where he would periodically emerge to harass and attack the people and the livestock of Lerna. Anyone who attempted to behead the Hydra found that as soon as one head was cut, 2 more would emerge from the fresh wound. The destruction of the Lernaean Hydra became one of the 12 labors of Hercules. And as Hercules severed each head, his nephew Iolaus was set to the task of cauterizing the flesh wounds so that no new heads would emerge. When only the immortal head remained, Hercules cut it off and buried it under a heavy rock.
Well, that's a big
When in
departure
doubt,
movie.
yeah.
Put
Disney
it under a
lied to
rock.
me.
Yeah, I think he also used its own poison, or its poisonous blood or something to poison.
If I remember right, Heracles dipped it in its own acid blood and
Yeah,
then used it to burn the stumps, kind of, so they don't grow
right,
back.
right.
Cauterized it with acid.
Mhm. But
Poison cauterization, yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
crazy.
has got to be the craziest thing I think I've heard of in a while. Like, it makes sense that you could, in theory, cauterize something with acid, but like,
yeah, I
I don't know, like, does that even work in practice? Like, if I get like a big old like someone chops off my arm, are they just gonna like splash me with hydrochloric acid and be like, okay, you're good to go, buddy, it's cauterized?
Hey, we got the accounts of Heracles right here, so
don't
really, why are we
actually-
questioning it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously it happened, right? So it must be
It's happened, right? It's totally true.
Yeah,
I believe
if
it.
Heracles did it, it must be true.
Yeah, right.
I definitely had some friends that would play D&D this way. They were just like these hyper analyzing like arguments, like if I do this, then this will happen, and it's like what's the blast radius of like 5 kilos of TNT and stuff. Like they would get so into it. That's why I played 3.5. It was
dude,
So you forgot
I too
what
am a
you-
3.5 child. It was a glorious time for number crunching.
Oh
yeah.
man,
It
Everyone
is a
loves
glorious time. It's not dead yet.
not yet.
Yeah. My next campaign, like Fool's Gold was 3.5, and the next one's also going to be 3.5.
Nice.
Not giving up
I
on that.
tried to homebrew for 3.5, but it's just like numbers. I can be a math guy at sometimes, but that's a whole lot of there's a lot to understand about 3.5 to balance your homebrew properly. And I'm just like, I'll just homebrew for 5th edition. Don't worry about it, guys.
I embraced it. Like, I mean, I know if you go to what is like the D&D wiki for like homebrew 3.5 stuff, it's such a crapshoot because a lot of it is just absolutely nuts. But
Yeah.
a lot of the monsters I put into our campaign setting were first made in 3.5 and then converted. So I made all the numbers. I walked the journey.
Yeah. Honestly, homebrewing something in that and then just like porting it over to 5th edition. 5th edition porting is the easiest. Going from 5e to 3.5, all of a sudden you have to make up a whole lot of new math.
Yeah. I enjoy the numbers, so for me it was a lot of fun. But really, going from 3.5 to 5e is a whole lot of like, okay, 3/4 of this gone. we're really gonna need this little bit now. But it lends itself to a lot more role play, so I get it. Not everybody likes numbers, otherwise they just want to talk through combat more, and that's fine. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Nothing
And for
wrong with
me,
that.
it works well because I've been getting my players ready this week for our upcoming campaign that we'll be streaming tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I've had to prep players for 3.5 before, and like the difference between understanding everything about their character sheet for them in 5th edition versus 3.5 is like, it's really just less of a headache now than it used to be.
I will say 5e character creation hands down wins. Like I like the numbers, but 5e character 20 minutes. You've got a character done, no problem. And you can give someone a pre-made character and they'll get what they have to work with. 3.5 at least an hour. Like it just takes longer, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
But you can't really shortcut it.
Yeah. And honestly, I enjoy the character creation process of 3.5 because there's just so many options and it's fun to play with. As it stands, though, I had to kind of multitask, like pop an earbud in, coach someone through character creation while I'm working. Okay, that's much easier this way. You could not coach someone from while working. It's like, no, you just can't.
Yeah. I mean, God, for one shots, praise be 5e. It's so much easier.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like 2 hours of character prep, 1 hour of gameplay.
Truly.
No, thank you.
I'm excited for tomorrow, though. I'm still terrified because, like, even though I have my DMing experience, it's just like every time a new game starts, I'm like, I am woefully unprepared. And I think every DM goes through this.
Yeah.
I call it the DM sweats. Like I still get them. Like it's always some nervousness that comes with it. Am I prepared enough? Are they going to like what I've prepared? That certainly happens.
I definitely felt like that every time.
Yeah. I don't know if that ever goes away. I mean, I guess some people have done it even more. They don't care, but I don't know. Just part of the journey.
I would imagine so. It's just one of those things where, well, here goes nothing, I guess. I'm just gonna jump right in and hope for the best, and here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I've limited. Well, that's the wrong way to say it. I carefully choose who I play with typically because I like to go all out in like the story and the kind of like action I throw at people, and I know not everybody likes it. So I just like, I can adjust myself, yes, but if I play like longer running campaigns, I play that with people who will enjoy that kind of gameplay.
Definitely.
And that it gives you a bit of calm, because it's like they like this campaign. So I know if I have an idea, there's a 9 out of 10 chance they're going to enjoy this experience.
Right.
Rather than like, I know some GMs do like almost all their games with like strangers all the time. It's like, oh my God, I couldn't do that because I never know where I'm at with these people. You don't know their vibe or their humor. Like, yeah, they have the humor. Like, imagine you lay down a joke that your friends would absolutely howl at, and then the table's just like quiet and like, oh, I'll just kill myself now. Thank you.
I've completely gone and just blacklisted myself from this group. Like, I saw a thing on Twitter yesterday where I guess this company or whatever, they were taking player auditions for a new podcast, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, player auditions? What about player chemistry? Like, how is this going to play out? You're going to have a bunch of people audition, say with their acting skills, trying to get in to be a role on this thing, and D&D it doesn't work that way. The reason that Critical Role worked was they already had the chemistry because they were friends beforehand. Yeah. Talented friends for like 10 years, but they were friends first.
Yeah, like
that's ballsy. I mean, good luck to that podcast. I hope they succeed.
Honestly,
I do not.
I have low expectations, but I wish them the best.
I wish them the best too. Yeah, that's a oof of a call.
Yeah, it seems hard because, like, absolutely, like you said, you got, as a DM, you kind of have to vet your players a little bit more for the sake of having a party composition that is not what they're playing, but how they resonate with each other. It's like, okay, I want this person because this person vibes with that guy real well and vibes with this person. That other person can tolerate them, and that person vibes with these two. Yeah, you gotta get that chemistry just right. The good mix.
You don't never be perfect, but people who get along, people who like the same stuff.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Like, it can be fun. Actually, it's fun when people disagree sometimes. Like, when there's yelling at the table, it can be in a fun way because they're like very opposing viewpoints, but they keep it in game, and then it's fine as long as it doesn't leave the table. It's okay. Yeah. But yeah, and that you got to make sure the chemistry also from like player to GM works as well, because like I only play these like more serious campaigns with friends. I know what I can get away with. There's definitely stuff I wouldn't ever try with strangers, because I feel like if I miss, this is a problem. Like, if you don't like this, it's a serious problem.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it really is like that. Like I have a friend that's going to come on the show in a few weeks. You remember him, Sam, with Josh. He's had campaigns where it's like, okay, one of my players ended up having to carry this demon lord's child, and then like X, Y, and Z, and all these weird, like, oh, and this one had a demigod for a kid. It's like, it's kind of weird that your shit goes on for generations within your campaign, but that's cool. But he'll tell me about some of this stuff, and his players are absolutely into it. But I'm just like, damn, if you were to pull something like that at the wrong table, you'd end up on RPG horror stories in a heartbeat.
True.
Yeah,
definitely.
It is funny to read through those stories sometimes. Like, I've certainly perused through RPG horror stories and just like shaking my head at so many of them. But if you have the right group of people, and by that I mean probably your best friends, and you play D&D with it, you can do some pretty, like, you can do anything with that group. Like, I know there's people that say, oh no, like certain topics, should never occur in any D&D game. And I disagree with that, because as long as you have the right group of people to play with that kind of stuff, it is okay. If you do that with strangers, you're a horrible person, and that is not something you should do.
Yeah, I mean, not every group can vibe with the Great Goblin Genocide.
Yeah. The Great Goblin Genocide.
One can hope.
Wait, for the genocide?
Look, man, I've been watching a lot of Goblin Slayer, okay?
I was gonna say, what did they do to you? I want to hear the backstory of the goblins.
I don't know. I've seen some DMs that get real crazy about certain races in D&D. Like I was in a game with a guy, and he absolutely banned gnomes from anything. Like, if you go to play a gnome in his game, rocks fall, gnomes die. Roll up a new character, buddy.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's one of those things where you just had to make a gnome in one of his games at least once.
Of course, yeah.
You know exactly what's going to happen, so you can't even be mad when it does.
No, if I knew that about my GM, I would absolutely, the first thing I do is I make a gnome.
Yeah.
or more, I would do something like, I don't know, an elf, which is actually 3 gnomes in trench coat kind of stuff. Like, absolutely.
Classic. So I have a few more things about the Hydra here. Oh, man.
I like how we are like, okay, that's enough about goblin genocide. Let's talk about the Hydra again, shall we?
How about them Hydras?
Did you know, speaking of how about them Hydras, did you know there's a bunch of different like sub-races of Hydra? I was
other
unaware.
Than the Goostra?
Other than the Goostra, man, yeah. So there is the Draco Hydra, a hybrid creature which is either the next evolution of dragons created by Tiamat, created by arcane experiments to recreate Tiamat's power. They were also bred by the Cult of the Dragon. So these were, you just take a dragon, take a Hydra, push them together. They got the wings, they got the heads, they have a breath weapon. It's crazy.
It's one of those, nobody asked whether they
re-engineer
should.
I mean, reverse engineer.
Yeah. This is like we revive a T-Rex, but give it like metal plates.
Cyber-Rex.
Yeah, Cyber Godzilla. We've seen the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Spoil it. I want to go see it.
Dude, I remember at the start of COVID, my buddy got a card before they banned it. Mecha Godzilla Death Corona. Yeah. Like, I saw this card as COVID was starting. I'm like, dude, can I have a selfie with that card?
Hey, yo. Or gets Mandela affected, yeah. Oh, man.
Are there any other weird, unique Hydras?
So next up, we have the Duerga Hydra. Was a small subterranean relative of the standard Hydra that apparently went extinct around 50 DR. So it's interesting. I couldn't even find like a picture of like what this looked like, but apparently they were like humans-ish sized, I think. So they were small.
Okay.
Interesting. So
like a trench coat?
Almost pet sized?
Yeah, almost pet sized, man. And
I
imagine
like
if
a
they're
little Hydra, like my dog walking up, like, how's that food situation gonna be? Like, you get in a trough?
I almost
giving me
imagine
ideas. Now I have to give my players a pet Hydra.
Dude, I kind of imagine like we talked about the deep dragons, and the purple dragons. Deep Hydra,
Ooh.
It would look like that. It'd have kind of like the mushroomy kind of colorish into the sport, It's kind of cool.
That Spordra. Really, really cool.
Spordra.
Yeah. Have them be like a mushroom-based Hydra with like a spore breath weapon. And then like even if they succeed on the saving throw, mushrooms start growing from their pores.
That sounds
I can definitely
horrifying.
see something like, what was it? Like Myconids taking over like a dead Hydra or something like that.
Oh my god, that's awful.
That could be really cool. Oh, and then because they sing, right? So you have like a singing mushroom Hydra with like a haunting melody.
That's so scary.
I know you're saying haunting melody, but all that comes to my mind is, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
It's a band. It's a whole band all in one.
Imagine you're just like spelunking. You're like, sound.
That's great. That's great.
God. So next up, we have a Golgothydra. Thydra. an aberrant hybrid between a Hydra and a Otoik, which is some weird aberration. It's like I might have to do an episode on these. They're kind of cool looking. They're like 4-legged, got like crocodile kind of mouths, and have like displacer beast tails. They're really weird.
Cool.
They're super strange. So next up we have the Lernean Hydra, the classic idea of the Hydra. This was the kind of like the main idea of the one that could regenerate the heads. Though I think they all do it. So nothing real special about that one. So next up in third edition, we have the Cryo Hydra and the Pyro Hydra. These variants were apparently able to have a breath weapon, relevant to their elemental type, which was a little unique, for Hydras, because they don't really have.
I want to put them together as like a half Cryo, half Pyro Hydra.
I was thinking right away, like
3 heads are fired.
You kind of arriving back at Tiamat, but it's like just throw all the elements in there, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Just split it up. Actually, just like with Tiamat, you could be like, oh, one side is all necrotic, and then the other side, like maybe give it like some radiant,
Yeah, like a rainbow of ends.
It's a fabulous deadly creature.
Yep. Now we have the Sea Hydra, with a mainly aquatic offshoot of the main Hydra species. And the last up, we have the Thessal Hydra, a chimeric monstrosity that had no head. Instead, it had 8 Hydra-like heads, each about 6 feet in length, surrounded by a gaping mouth filled with teeth and acidic saliva.
Oh, okay, so like the main head is actually the body?
Yeah, so like you have like the legs, right? You have the body, but there's no, like where the head would be, like it's just a mouth, and then around the mouth are the Hydra heads.
Interesting.
That is
kind
like
of
a flower of death.
Yeah, it's like a sunflower of Hydra heads. It's really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy. So going into their abilities here, Hydras attack with their multiple heads, biting in a flurry of attacks that few can defend against. As they take damage and the heads are lost until the beast is finally slain. Outside of the few elemental sub-races, it is few and far between. The Hydras show any type of magic proficiency or breath weapon. Like I said before. And then we have the stat block here. Hydras are a huge monstrosity, normally unaligned, or usually towards, the more chaotic, obviously, and then the neutral aspects. So we have a strength of 20, dexterity of 12, constitution of 20, intelligence of 2, wisdom of 10, and charisma of 7.
These are some strong boys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They got the kind of barest intelligence.
Damn, that's pretty bad for intelligence, considering how they have to share it between all the heads.
Yeah. And, its features are pretty much what you'd expect. Multiple heads, is immune to, or not immune, advantages against being blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, stunned, and knocked unconscious. It takes 25 damage in a single turn to kill a head. But the heads will regrow unless they take fire damage. Each head, they get an extra reaction for opportunity attacks. And while the Hydra sleeps, at least one of its heads are awake at all times.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know what, Sam? I think that leads us to our next question, the IRL fight score.
So
okay, Felix,
we like to,
picture this. You step outside your house one day, and just a little ways down the road, there is a Hydra coming your way. Can you beat it in a fight on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being nope, 1 being it's a stomp. I got this.
What the fuck? Is my first reaction. Seeing that. Oh yeah, I could totally take a sorry, how tall? Like 16 foot tall, like,
yeah, basically 20 feet-ish,
8-headed creature.
Each head is like 15 feet long.
Because thank God it's allergic to humans.
I know it's weakness, okay?
I don't even know how I would start.
Yeah.
You see that thing? It's like there's no obvious weakness. What am I going to kick it in the shin and hope it hurts real bad? Like
calf kicks are very effective.
Yeah, but it's like kicking a tree trunk that can kick back.
That has 4 other calves. Or 3 other calves, I guess.
I must say that's a 0.
Man,
you know what? No, that's a 1.
Yeah,
because I might get stuck in one of its. Wait, no. Okay, no, that's a 0.1 because I might get stuck in the one important throat. Maybe
if you choose the right one to let eat you.
Yeah, he's just got to choke one from the inside.
No, I gotta get that one.
Oh man,
there is a chance.
We're talking about the small baby one. I'll give it like a 3.
Well, the small baby one's different.
Talk about the normal one. That's a tough
that one a 10 because I can absolutely somehow domesticate that thing.
Dude,
that would be my life's mission.
I would die trying.
I'd say Can
you imagine the leash setup for that thing? Like 12 leashes. I'd imagine the one creature.
You wouldn't do a leash. You just get a harness.
You just put it around the waist.
See, these are the important questions. How do we domesticate a dog-sized hydra?
This is what we really need. Monsters in pet form.
Yeah.
I would say I'd give it a 9 just because it's really hard to fight. That's really high up there. My strategy, if I were to fight one, is...
You enlighten us.
Let's see. I'd have to run and hide until I could successfully cobble together a bomb of some sort.
I like how on my
not just one bomb. I'd
run and hide.
Bust out the old copy of the Anarchist Cookbook and
I'm missing the whole
YouTube's
plan.
finest to be able to come together.
I'm still not hearing the audio.
Wait, all right.
Explosives. Explosives.
Hello.
Hold on.
I was like, hang on, guys. I've got the most amazing plan. Refuses to elaborate.
Why does this happen to me?
Oh, my God. What happened? Oh, that's so good.
Disconnections.
Internet was like, this is too powerful. We can't share this knowledge.
Shit. Everything's disconnected and not wanting to do.
Yeah, they're like, nope. Can't have them knowing about our Hydra plans here.
Yeah. The secret government plan to revive Hydras.
The government's trying to shut me up.
Just to confirm, I definitely still can't hear you.
Okay. So, Orion, you can hear me?
I can hear you right now, yes.
Can you hear
Felix? I assume that means yes.
It says that he disconnected.
Oh, so Felix disconnected.
No, so for me, it says on like the Connect software, it says Orion disconnected.
Interesting. Orion, reconnect. From the Libsyn?
Yeah,
I'll try reconnecting through the Libsyn. Join now.
He's back.
Okay.
Hello.
I knew something like this would happen eventually because holy shit, my internet has been just troublesome lately.
Happens to the best of us.
I'll switch my audio over so I listen to you over Discord.
So anyway, like I was saying before, the CIA so boldly interrupted me because I mentioned the Anarchist Cookbook in my methods of taking on a Hydra.
You're cooking too much.
I was cooking too much.
Don't let him cook.
Don't let him cook.
They don't want me bombing Hydras. It's okay for the government to take on Hydras with ballistic missiles, but heaven forbid I, a domestic citizen, concoct my own ways with gasoline and thermite.
Where's the laws for home protection against mythical creatures? All right.
Listen, all right. I'm not saying I could douse this Hydra in a little bit of low-grade napalm, but I'm not saying I couldn't.
The little one, maybe, but then you fight a pyrohydra and it's all over.
Oh yeah, pyrohydras, I'm out.
How do you deal with pyrohydras? Do you freeze their heads?
I got like 2 fire extinguishers and I'd still lose.
Oh man,
That's why they're called firefighters.
oh, they just go up and fist
brilliant.
That's what I thought when I saw Fire Force, and somebody was like, "Yeah, they go and they fight the fires with their fire powers," and I was like,
Yeah, I was like, hang on, what?
It's about time. They should have been fighting. Like, I've always wanted to punch a fire.
It's like when you see somebody at the beach and they're like punching the water.
It's like that's like on the bucket list of life. Everybody's punched water at least once. Shown water who's boss.
Yeah, exactly. Domesticate the ocean, man.
Domesticate the ocean. So
who's boss.
So here's an important question. Because if I'm not mistaken, hydras in D&D are magical creatures, meaning they're not born, they're made. So does it say where the default D&D hydra comes from?
So it is believed that they are a natural evolution of proto-dragons. Like,
Interesting.
So that proto-dragon tree we talked about in that one episode, they kind of have the top, they come down, it's hydras over here, and then it's like, what was it, the main offshoots of the chromatic and metallic dragons. And hydras are kind of off on their own.
So that means, okay, they were magically created at some point, but now they have their own means of reproduction.
Right.
That's a problem.
Right. Yeah. I think like the first one was probably created by like Tiamat or something.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to cook up some shit.
Sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because Tiamat was a dragon god who became like a hydra, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, Tiamat was like among some of the first dragons because there's like Tiamat, Bahamut, and then
so I guess it was probably something like Tiamat would have been one of the first hydras to have been born or created.
Yeah,
and then like
there's only like one dragon
god,
before those two, I believe.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, then I guess Tiamat would have created all the offshoots of hydras that would have bred to make like whatever these sub races are.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Tiamat just busy creating this whole new creature.
I mean,
look at these hydras, guys.
right?
Aren't they looking amazing? Everybody's like, what are those? Like, what the hell?
Wasn't that why like Tiamat kind of got like banished to the hells? They were like, stop making hydras. Like,
Tiamat's just got that big devil mommy energy.
Oh no!
Oh man. Bad Tiamat, stop making babies.
Go to hell. No, literally, get out. Over there. Time out.
Dude, the idea of like exile has always been so funny to me. Just get out of here, man. Just get out of
Get out of here.
We have a better way to handle society. Get the fuck out.
Don't come back. Just laugh at you. Go on,
we should bring that back to our legal system.
I don't want you anymore.
You know what? You're too much of a burden and a trouble for our society. So why don't you go be someone else's problem?
Where would they send them, right?
That's kind of interesting, I guess. If you actually got like, oh, what's the verdict? Like a life in prison or something. It's like, banished, get out. Yeah. Where am I going to? I don't care. Not here. Get out.
Here's a boat. Just send it.
We got a dinghy. There's 1 week of supplies. Get out.
Yep. Good luck.
Just, you know what? It'd be the most unethical thing to do, probably, but it'd also be the most hilarious.
I mean, look, if they gave him the supplies and gave him like a map, even. It's on their own. It's up to them at that point, right?
I mean, I don't know. It's just like
in your hands.
It's like, oh, you're a murderer. You murdered like what, 16 people? You know what? Death by U.S. government. Now that takes a lot of money. We're gonna send you to like a part of the world that's really turbulent, where people are like killing each other all the time, so you can be amongst your people. But go.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, fuck.
Wait a minute. That could go so wrong.
That is bad.
I never said which part of the world.
Killers.
Send them all to Serial Killer Island.
Oh, that's Epstein Island.
That's where you send the pedos.
I was gonna say you're getting back to like this game show concept. Someone once I
man.
forget what movie or show it was, but someone told me about it. Something like that, where all the murderers had to fight each other.
Here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Your wife is pregnant. She's going into labor. You're rushing to get in the cab. You turn around, tell your guy to rush to the hospital. He goes, "Welcome to the cash cab." Do you play?
You know what? 4 children in, yes, I'll do it.
I was gonna I'd say probably okay, look, you still gotta hit the gas. We're doing this at 80 miles an hour, but yes, absolutely, we're gonna play.
We're going to the speed round.
Speed round, go, 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 go.
Oh yeah, absolutely, I'd play it. Like, dude, my wife's got an IQ over 120. I'm doing this. This is a team effort. You know, even under the duress of childbirth, she could probably get a couple questions right.
That episode would do numbers.
It would.
Oh my god.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Anyway, moving on.
Damn,
D&D
we had
now.
our baby and walked out with a couple $1,000.
Like, welcome to Cash Card, motherfuckers. Answer these questions 3.
You know what? D&D has prepared me for that stuff, but I've also learned from D&D that no set of D&D players that have been playing for a long time should ever be allowed in an escape room.
That's a really good point.
Okay, but why?
It's like, okay, you have to get out of this room, solve the puzzle, and get in 1 hour. Comes back 10 minutes later. Why the fuck is there a hole in the wall?
See, I was gonna go with the alternate explanation, which is probably what my party would do. Is we go into an escape room and they spend the entire hour obsessing over the light switch.
Oh my god, yeah.
And nothing else gets done.
I don't know, guys. There's something about this light switch.
I just made I made the mistake of saying there was a light switch, and now it's the whole session.
I feel that so much.
Don't feel bad. I made the mistake of putting a normal bathroom in one of my D&D campaigns.
What were you thinking?
They took the toilet paper. They took the toilet brush. They took the plunger. One of them took a nap in the bathtub. One of them stole the hand towels.
You're like, they have what? A working toilet? Oh, the druid of
dungeon
that
with
party
plumbing?
Anymore. Some lich talking about amazing powers, and they're like, yeah, but ours flushes. Like,
oh my god.
Yo, the real magic is indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Science.
Science.
Oh, that's great. I'm going to go into a little bit of our news for the night. We already covered, we kind of put it at the forefront with the WotC firing people, but, you know, our other little tidbit. This is D&amp, bringing you nerd news. Ooh, nerd news.
Do we need to do like the announcer turn, like the
I like that.
You know, with Felix or something like they do in the news? Like, hello, check my papers.
Felix is the news anchor we didn't know we wanted.
Somebody bringing us coffee. We wait
I can like pretend I'm like reading up.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. I do a podcast with Felix every week. That'd be awesome.
Let's see it.
So right here we got Dimension 20's first trailer for Fantasy High junior year, and so apparently they're doing a new campaign, all fantasy and high school themed, and there're going to be all these classes and whatnot. They seem real excited for it, and if y'all like fantasy high school drama and role play, check that out. That's the new up and coming thing.
You know what this makes me think of? I don't know how familiar you are with like League of Legends, but they have a skin line called Academy where it's just like the characters in like a school setting, and it's pretty cool.
I think this does what Strixhaven aimed to do, but better, because it's like keeping it as like a more grounded version of what that aimed to be.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because like,
Cool.
yeah, just it seems like they're going with like a kind of a modern fantasy kind of high school, and it's like, okay, I kind of like this. You get all the clicks and all that crazy stuff, kind of like our guest that we had on a few weeks ago that was doing the Divine Calling RPG.
Right.
I like the idea of that. I might bogart some stuff from that campaign.
I can see it.
I'm curious with how it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about and I'm a big fan of Monster Hunter, and I've been for a long time. And Monster Hunter 6 was revealed, a little bit before the Game Awards.
Oh, I know.
Monster Hunter Wilds, and it looks really, really cool. So I was doing a little bit of research for my homebrew for this week, and I found...
tell me about it, because I know nothing about Monster Hunter. I think that it's fundamentally cool, but like...
who doesn't love hunting giant monsters? Like...
I'm out of the loop here.
Yeah. So I found this Monster Hunter monster manual for you to put into your D&D games. And it has the details from the parts you can craft to the CR of the monsters, to their attacks that are from the games. And it's so cool. And I saw that this was made in 2018. I was just like, I'm surprised I haven't heard of this.
I've seen like a couple things going around for it because like we've established it, Monster Hunter's pretty popular, and I think I utilized a small PDF. It might be from the same one that you're talking about.
Maybe.
In my previous game, just a little bit, because Sydney was really into like butchering monsters that they beat up and then using their parts. Like when he is like, okay, I got this gator, I've skinned it, and now I'm making an armored vest.
Yeah. Shout out to Amel Wind on Jam's Binder for this. It looks really cool.
And please tell me you've heard of Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting, because that is
I think
straight up Monster Hunter the book.
Dude, I love it. They have like all of like the Monster Hunter monsters. And I was looking at this list and I was like, oh man, so cool. I would love to use this.
It sounds exciting.
My party always did that as well. When it was like those monsters, like, oh, can I like take this part and can I do this? Like,
dude, a Monster Hunter campaign would just be so cool.
They should do it officially.
Dude, they should. Somebody should.
They'd make so much money off of that because like people love that stuff to begin with, and a lot of Monster Hunter players play D&D.
Yeah,
there's a ton of
like
overlap.
A perfect genre for it, right? Like
they are. Yeah. I would be surprised if they're not already looking into that, to be honest. Like they should.
Yeah. I mean, WotC's dropped the ball. It's only about time that companies that run stuff like Monster Hunter can take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I have. And I don't see anything about any kind of Monster Hunter campaigns. Maybe one on Reddit.
I'm sure people run those kind of things. I don't know if anyone's streamed anything like that. If they did, that'd probably catch on like wildfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something we should undertake.
You can run that one.
I could. That would be
big monsters.
That'd be a good
time. I would want to play it though.
That's the same problem we had with the Soul Eater campaign idea. It's like everyone wants to play Soul Eater, no one wants to run it.
You don't have a forever GM to pester?
Normally me and Orion are the GMs. Like I just ran our last Grim Hollows game. He's gonna run our One Piece game.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the thing is, with the One Piece game, I have no end in sight in my mind because I want the whole thing to be driven by the players. So it's just like,
dude, you know what?
Who knows when it will end?
Monster Hunter one shot. It could be pretty dope.
Yeah. Okay. A one shot for Monster Hunter would be
one
good.
shot to test the waters, and maybe run it longer if everybody wants to.
Yeah.
Well, we are running the One Piece campaign as a bi-weekly stream, so during the off weeks, that could be very feasible.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a module for like the weapons and stuff. Perhaps.
I would imagine.
Classes for Monster Hunter, I could see it. Wouldn't be too different from normal D&D stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty par for the course.
Yeah. All right. So next up, Orion. What is our Descriptify for this week?
Okay, for this week's Descriptify, I bring in kind of a word that's used a lot, but no one really thinks too much about: meandering, which, as you might know, it's just a synonym for rambling, just kind of going on, and it can be used to describe other things, not just speech, like a meandering river, or like just like a bunch of meandering trees. Like, it's just like they kind of just go in like all these weird directions, and it just seems aimless.
Okay, I could get that. I like it.
Yeah.
What kind of context would you like to use this in?
I think that it would be good for describing environments, or just like maybe a more noble-ish character describing. So we have a meandering soothsayer that you can talk to him, but it's very difficult to pull any useful information. We actually have a translator. His entire job is just to understand the soothsayer's rambles.
I like that. It'd be like that sometimes. That's the best of it.
Yeah.
Rambling
translator.
It's that kind of bullshit that gets me to being a DM. I can make things up.
Yeah, when in doubt, make it up.
Honestly, that's half my plan for the upcoming campaign. Like, I do like to structure things for characters' individual motivations and backstories, but like once things like are actually the players at the track, it's all on you guys. I'm not going to overplan.
I look forward to it. I know it's going to be a lot of fun.
For sure.
It's been a little bit since you've been our DM. I'm looking forward to the chaos.
I'm hoping I've learned a bit since last time, so we'll see where it goes. I do love chaos. Felix, do you have any chaos advice for someone jumping back into the chaos?
Yeah, I mean, if you just indulge your players' requests, typically that already results in chaos.
All right.
It's like, you would like to do what with the chandelier? Okay, absolutely. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, that's kind of why I took the time to kind of, like we were talking about earlier, when it comes to vetting players, I selected one player that I hadn't initially thought about bringing into the campaign, because he's just so wild and creative with stuff that he's a perfect fit, and he's got the kind of personality that vibes with the other people, even though they haven't really met. So it's like, I just know that energy is going to vibe well, and it'll lead to other people asking the same kind of questions. Like, is there this in the room? There is now. Yeah.
And you're always really good at describing things. Like, if there's one thing I could say about you, you paint the scene really, really well. I look forward to that.
I try to. It's really just hoping for the best and be like, yeah, it's this. And then there's like a subtle thing.
I know there's going to be a lot for you to describe. And now that we have the Foundry VTT, there's going to be a lot more visual aspect to it. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah. I'm worried that I'll underutilize that, but I do think it'll be fun for like mapping out stuff like the ship and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And moving on, though, we do have our homebrew showcase.
Generic realm, lots of fun, excellent.
To the generic realm, Sam. Do you want this first one, or should I take it from here?
You can go ahead this time.
Okay, for this week's generic realm, I present to you guys this homebrew spell from, let's see here, Undying Monstrosity on Reddit, the Ghost Light Bow. Now, this is a updated version of a previous cantrip that they had worked on. I do think there's just not enough cantrips in the game that give people weapons.
Ooh, I agree. I think cantrips are a little lacking.
Yeah,
they could use some love.
Definitely. I mean, people always like to make the big flashy spells, but cantrips are where it's at, because they get cast the most.
The bread and the butter.
Exactly. And this one kind of brings some of that Skyrim vibe with the Ghostlight Bow. As a bonus action, you can, for 1 minute, you gesture. With a gesture, you summon an ethereal, translucent, ranged weapon that you are proficient with. It appears in your hand. This weapon functions not just as a magical weapon, but of the same type, but rather when making attacks with this weapon, the ammunition appears ready for use, which vanishes after the attack is resolved.
Mm-hmm.
You can use your spellcasting ability modifier for attack and damage rolls with this weapon. You can choose to deal cold or necrotic damage instead of the weapon's regular damage type.
Ooh, that's
nice. For the duration, this is considered magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance or immunity to damage.
Mm-hmm.
If attacking a target behind cover, you can reduce the bonus they gain to their armor class by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Oh, nice.
The weapon sheds dim silvery light for 5 feet around the wielder. If you let go of the weapon, it disappears and the spell ends.
I like this.
The spell further reduces the AC of a target in cover by 1 when you reach 5th level. By 1. 5th level, 2. At 11th level, 3. And at 17th level, 4. The target's bonus AC cannot be reduced below 0. Target's AC bonus cannot be reduced below 0. So no negative AC.
I like this. Yeah, it's pretty simple.
I like it. Little powerful for a cantrip though, with the AC penalties there, but it's a nice spell. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like the concept. And like, really, how often do you come across something that's like, okay, if something's hiding behind cover, then reduce the benefit of hiding behind cover by 1, and then when you level up, eventually that kind of stacks higher and higher.
Yeah. And I've always been a big fan of summonable weapons, or like bonded weapons like that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, special weapons in general, like summoned weapons or like weapons that grow with you, legendary weapons.
Right.
They're not used often enough.
It's something that'll be useful like always.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this, it's a ranged weapon that you're proficient in. So
it could be a crossbow.
So maybe you throw this on someone who uses javelins. Maybe you throw this on someone who's using a sling or a short bow or firearms. Like ethereal ghost firearms. Now that's something.
Cool. An ethereal like ghost rifle, bro.
I was gonna say, don't tell the artificers. Like, yeah, I am proficient with bazooka.
I'm proficient in ghost guns.
Yeah.
Damn it, Cody Wilson.
I feel like the first thing I would do if this was cast in one of my games is I would immediately give that an actual ghost sentience. So you summon that weapon and it's immediately like, oh, need my help again, do we? Like that kind of stuff.
It's a sentient spell. I love it.
I would immediately get a little bit of sentience.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like find familiar because you're pulling a spirit. Like
exactly.
I like that.
Like, I love that. You single-handedly made the spell better just because, like, the concept of sentient spells. I like that. That's really good.
Yeah, a little bit of Soul Eater in there.
Pull a spirit and form it into a shape of a weapon. I like that.
Wasn't there? Oh, no, it's a creature. Isn't that the sentient spell? I haven't used it yet, but something like that exists.
But I
think it's a different thing.
Yeah, sentience gives a creature sentience. So it's like, okay, you got a dog, now it's Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, my brother was playing like a ranger that was basically Shaggy.
Nice.
Yeah, he had a weird backstory. He's like, oh, someone burned down my food cart, and I want revenge for them destroying my food cart. Plot twist, you gave someone bad fish, they got food poisoning and wanted revenge and destroyed your food cart.
Oh, I just found it. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of living spells.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right.
Yet to use those. So
my choice for today is a homebrew race of my favorite animal. I thought, like, why not? These are cute guys. They're cool. So these are the Protexus. So basically a pangolin race.
Hmm.
Pretty sick. Orion sent this to me, and I was loving it.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, Sam's gonna love this. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, these little guys always look like they're like cooking up a scheme, or they're being polite, you know?
I immediately love them.
They're so good. Oh, I get it. You're called Protexus because our shields protect us. That's so funny. Say that one more time and I'll make you eat dirt.
It's a fun.
A prime example of how size has no bearing on the presence one may exude. The Protexus are a stout race of beings with more unusual appearance as opposed to the more common humanoids that roam the material plane, with an appearance similar to a pangolin or armadillo. Although if you were to say that to the face of a Protexus, you would be getting off lightly if all that you got was a stern talking. I love it.
I like to imagine they travel by rolling.
Oh my god, yeah. These
just Sonic styles. Roll away.
Protexus, roll out.
We have life best lived. Protexus hardly concern themselves with grand ambitions or going down in history as someone remarkable. Instead, what matters is to have lived in such a way that when death takes you to the bitterness of regret, does not sour the eternal rest that is to follow. So it is important to have taken a second serving of that delicious meal your lover cooked for you, or read another good book by the window as the breeze blows by, to feel the good ache that comes from a good night's sleep. I like that.
I like that a lot. I like that especially because it can be interpreted in different ways depending on who you are. Like this can be like, no, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to relax. But this could also be interpreted as something like, no, I'm going to do all the thrill. I'm going to do like all the hard life stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That makes well-rounded characters.
Literally,
yeah.
This is a good, like, neutral, like...
I like that.
So we have unstoppable advance. Society at large is latched onto one singular trait of Protexus, and that is their unshakable determination to see things through. Once a Protexus finds themselves before an obstacle or has set their sights upon a goal, they will charge ahead regardless of any apparent difficulty or insurmountability. Truly, a determined Protexus cannot be swayed from their objective, and so it is their body that shall break before their will.
Again, really good. But that is problematic if you think about the earlier paragraph where it says, like, you know, if all you get a stern talking to is you're lucky, meaning if they want to beat you down, they're not stopping until they're done.
Yeah. You beat them down or they come get you.
Exactly.
They're very down-to-earth people.
I like it.
That was a guy 10 years ago at a bar who called me a bitch. I'm still hunting him down.
They hold grudges.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta look out for the little guy. A core aspect
there's
of the culture.
There's a saying around these parts: a Protexus never forgets.
Hey, Protexus never forgives.
Saying around here is Protexus gonna get you.
Oh. So the culture of the Protexus is that if you can do something, you should do it. And if you simply stand by, you are just as bad as the ones doing the harm. So because of this from a young age, juvenile Protexus are taught to foster a personal sense of justice. So whatever it is they may face, surely it can be resolved. Okay.
Protexus Batman. Okay.
We got stalwart body, stalwart mind. Chief among the lessons taught by a Protexus parent to their child is that you must cultivate your strength day after day. Not merely the external strength to exert upon the world, but also the inner strength. Hold yourself together. This must not be misunderstood as a rejection of assistance or help, for there is no weakness to be bad in accepting the stretched out hand. What must be avoided at all costs is to allow yourself to crumble when such a fate could be avoided. Okay, I vibe.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah. Let me get into their traits here. They have a constitution increased by 2 and a wisdom increased by 1. They reach maturity by their 10th year of age and live to a surprising 100 years, though their way of life does mean a significant portion does not come close to reaching that limit. What does that? Oh, because they go ham. I understand. We have the alignment here. Protectors have no real inclination for order or chaos. Instead, mostly aspiring to be good people, yet some choose to walk down the dark road. That's with everything. A average Protectors will stand anywhere from 3 to 4 feet tall and average 250 pounds. Your size is small. I love them.
I love them even more
at that height. Holy shit, they hit like a truck.
Ass.
Oh my god, they're like a dwarf.
Yeah.
Nice. They have a base walking speed of 30 feet, dark vision, cannot discern colors in darkness. Oh no, they can discern colors only as shades of gray. Never mind. Why would you word it like that? You discern colors in darkness only as shades of gray.
Yeah.
That's called low light vision.
So we have firm grasp. Your claws are adapted for giving you purchase whenever you seek higher ground. You have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. Yeah, I would also probably give them like a digging speed too.
Oh, burrow speed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Burrow speeds are dangerous.
So next up we have willful character. The innate stubbornness for your kind grants you the quality of it being harder for your state of mind to be altered. You have advantage on saving throws against the charmed and frightened conditions. We have armor up. At command, the scale covering your body may grow to cover a greater surface, increasing your defensive capabilities, but lowering your mobility. As a bonus action, you may enter a defensive state which lasts until you end it with another bonus action. While in your defensive state, you gain the following effects. Armor class increases by 2, your walking speed is halved, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. Okay. I like
that.
Interesting.
We have remarkable aptitude. Once a Protectors reaches a certain point in development in their lives, a particular trait about them grows to even greater heights. When you reach 3rd level, choose a racial trait from the following to enhance. Firm grasp. As a bonus action, you may gain a burrowing speed. Oh, hey.
There you go. There you go.
Equal to 10 feet.
You gotta grow into it.
Yeah, equal to 10 feet for the rest of your turn, though you may only burrow through soft matter like sand, mud, dirt, or ice. We have
what is ice soft?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like snow.
Yeah, I was gonna say ice. That's rock.
We have
this is written by someone living in like Arizona.
Yeah, they have no idea.
They've never been there.
Never seen
Holy shit!
snow.
You can burrow through ice.
I live in Canada. I object.
I live in Maine. I object.
Willful character. You have advantage on wisdom saving throws. All right. This one's probably my favorite, this last one here. Armor up. While in your defensive state, creatures who hit you with a melee attack or start their turn grappling you take 1d4 piercing damage. Because I don't know if you know this, pangolin scales are sharp like knives. So when they curl up in their balls, when they're attacked, usually things that try to eat them will cut their mouths to ribbons. So they'll give up, So I like
Chinese used to use pangolins to make arrowheads.
They still do. Yeah. They're one of the most poached animals in the world, unfortunately.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of cultures believe that the ground up pangolin scales have like magical healing properties. Because they look a lot like dragon scales. And you know how cultures are with dragon scales.
Well, the Chinese do.
We
like
hunted
dragons.
those to extinction, I guess.
Yeah.
Not around anymore.
Exactly.
That's why we don't have dragons.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, shout out to, let me see the name of the person who made this, an overzealous paladin for posting this on Reddit. I like it a lot. I will probably make a character of this. I like it.
It does seem like the kind of character you would play. That's why I sent it to you.
It fits my vibe perfectly. And I love pangolins, and they're cute. I like it.
They are cute. I love them.
You know, the only reason I know what a pangolin is because of that episode of South Park where like Randy goes to China and he gets for the pangolin.
People believed for a while that they gave people COVID. But they give you other diseases, I think. Oh no, that's armadillos can give you like chlamydia or something. It's wild.
Who the fuck is finding that out?
Look, man, I don't remember what it is. Is it leprosy? Is that what I'm thinking?
I don't know. It sounds like Arizona's a spicy place, and maybe I shouldn't go.
Oh,
Ain't got snow. You getting the clap from armadillos.
say like, man, you gotta watch out for them armadillos to give you the clap. It's like, excuse me, how do you know that?
It's true.
Tell
Armadillos
me
are
the
known to
whole
carry
story of
leprosy.
this.
Clapadillos,
Fun fact.
okay? Clapadillos.
Who said
Bards
you don't learn anything
beware.
like that?
Oh my god.
We aim to educate here. Okay.
Today you learned our D&D biology section.
Armadillos can give you leprosy.
Add that to the character sheet.
Yeah.
You know, there's not enough
immunity.
diseases in D&D.
Oh my god.
It's interesting that they're all homebrewed, I found.
Yeah.
It's like I was expecting there to be like a catalog of D&D diseases. It's like,
Because
not
they probably
really.
don't
There's
people
like a
being
few.
like biological warfaring people. But I mean,
Why not?
like, we got like liches with skeleton armies. What's the difference?
That is biological warfare.
Yeah,
pretty
like
much.
what's the difference? Poison magic is the same deal, so you might as well. You could just homebrew it to be like, I have smallpox magic. Like,
Just to take a bunch of corpses, strap them to your trebuchet, load them up with smallpox, and pray that you hit the paladin faster. Well, you infect people faster than the paladin can cure diseases.
Jesus
Eventually,
Christ.
he'll
Party
get
did not
tired.
realize that is what the player meant when he said he's going old school.
Don't worry,
That's so
guys.
good.
I got smallpox blankets.
It's
flush
like,
'em out.
huh?
Me when I was playing my plague doctor.
Bring out the leprosy pangolins.
Why are pangolins just falling over the walls, sir? I don't know, but I'm feeling a little funny.
They're kind of cute.
Kind of cute. No, stop petting them.
They're
Somebody's
shredding my
farming.
hands, but I can't stop. They're fucking adorable, sire.
Their hands are like rotting away.
Sir, we got a problem. The ladies in waiting, they cannot stop petting the pangolins. Ah, damn.
It looks
I
Medieval
never get
settings
old
are
of the
so fun
monster
for that.
concept of like too cute to, you know, not pet but will kill you. That's always
yeah.
a timeless concept.
Oh yeah, like that Monty Python rabbit.
Yeah.
It's a classic for a reason.
Oh
I gotta
man.
put this back in place.
Oh,
There we go.
classic. All right.
One of these days, I'll be able to lock this OBS stuff where it belongs.
Someday.
No.
Not today.
I can hope. I can hope.
I'm an optimist. I'm just going to say no.
No
I'll
10.
save you the pain later. Just give up.
Optimist and a realist. He's the whole package, ladies.
Oh, man. All right. I think that's all I have for today. What about you, Orion? Got anything else?
No, but let's see. You know what? So since he's the whole package, can we expect wedding bells in the Felix Dingo future? Is that going to be like a big ol' announcement?
That's kinda
at some point?
personal.
It's not going to be a big old announcement because that's personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
There will be wedding bells. In fact, the plans had to the plans have been kind of messed up lately.
I feel
we've
that.
been meaning to get married for a long time. It's at this point we're like this close to just eloping. So just get it done, sign the paper. Like, come on.
I definitely feel that.
It's been
It's
well
been-
over a
yeah.
decade, you know, and it's not for like not knowing if we're gonna stick together. It's just like plan the formality. We gotta invite the guests and all that stuff. Like we want
Man,
it.
that's
We're
not so much
excited,
work.
but at the same
It
time, we could be
is.
writing D&D. You know, it would
And
cut
from what
into
I've
that.
heard about weddings and stuff, it's exhausting. So give it time.
Exactly. No, it's like if I'm gonna have a big old party, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm taking my time with it.
Honestly, just like close friends, good enough. Like, as a guy that's been married for the better part of a decade, well, actually a whole decade, as of a couple months ago,
Congratulations.
I am actually very anti-marriage in the sense of that there's not much that you get out of a marriage that you don't get from a domestic partnership. Just sign a paper, just call it a day.
I like how it sounds like, as a married man, run.
Don't do it.
I got 4 kids. Do not.
Look at me. Don't be like this.
Look at this. I'm a happy married man, okay?
Emphasis on happy.
I'm so happy. God. My wife is totally not behind me with a gun. I am a happy man. Ha ha ha.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We are glad to hear that you and Dingo have been together for a long time, and we wish you many more on that one.
Man, and it has been great having you.
Thank you very much for having me. I mean, you guys are a lot of fun, so I'm glad I got a chance to be here and chat with you guys.
And for the people who don't know who you are, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Felix Irnich, or sometimes on the Dingo Doodles YouTube channel when I'm involved in some of the videos. Rarely, but sometimes.
I did see the recent one about the dire Tarrasque, and I was like, this is great.
I promised people I would make that video, so I'm glad I finally got it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing with some new video formats at the moment of like how I can make more, but animated videos take a long time to make. So
they do. Yeah,
they do. Yeah. We hope to get them someday.
Yeah, but we're always prioritizing like Dingo's like Fool's Gold episodes. Like those always take priority. Everything else comes second.
Right. Absolutely, because like I love the Fool's Gold episodes, but at the same time, like I know that lots of people love the whenever you do like your little Felix episodes, like it's Felix. I wasn't expecting this.
Jump scare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice little side project.
All right. Ryan, you want to go ahead and send us off?
Enjoy the weekend, everybody.
We hope you join us next time on this show.
Yeah, and enjoy your holidays. You know, Christmas is coming up.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
He's got the tree and everything in the background.
Oh yeah.
Christmas is my favorite holiday, so I am so fucking ready for Christmas.
Everyone have a fantastic holidays out there. We love you. Thank you for listening and watching.
All right.